That's how we do it, mate. We just get into something.
You just press record and then you start talking. You just slurp on a Red Bull and then you just ponder.
Well, I've actually just got a V, mate. I've got the blue dirty V. It's
come on, mate.
Rotting
How's
my
bloody
teeth.
Elbon going to do any good if you're bloody drinking V's, mate?
I don't care much for Albon.
No, he's definitely number 2.
D-Rick making Ocon look like a fool.
Yeah. I listen to so many people trying to excuse Ocon. It's the same blokes that murdered the people like Ricciardo and Bottas for being less than a tenth off the drivers they're playing against. And I'd just like to take this moment to remind all those Verstappen fans that Ricciardo beat him the 3 times that he needed to get pole position. So that's 100% when the pressure was on.
And that's how you start episode 8, mate. We have done 7 episodes, bro.
Yeah, that is many.
And now we're doing the 8th one.
Yeah.
I seriously thought we'd do 1.
And then just give the game away, mate. Just quit.
Just pack it up. Yeah. Pack up the podcast.
Yeah.
But no, we've been working pretty hard on it, mate. Well, good job.
Well, that weight on my shoulders of not racing often enough has definitely been put to bed this week. I think I've raced 3 days out of 7 this week. Maybe more. Maybe even 4. I think I raced Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday. Yeah, that's 4 days.
Even though this is, well, we're recording it now, and it's, no one can reply at this stage on the channel. We do know. I think the odds are on. It's probably 2 to 1 that Loopy will post first.
Yep.
And say and let you know that that's not racing. You need to harden up.
Well,
I'll show you what racing is, mate. Like 12 hours a day, mate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good work, Loops.
Nah, cheers, mate. Cheers. Yeah, so since Monkey Matt was on last week, what has evolved? What has changed in the world of sim racing? Probably not a lot. GT7 still hasn't been dropped. Project Cars is still a child's game. And and you better believe it. I'm still playing GT Sport. Still doing qualifying lap guides. Still streaming on Monday nights. So, And
still doing time attack.
No, come on, mate. I've only done a couple of quick fast laps this week. Nothing too stressful. I'm looking forward to Laguna Seca. I should start grinding that out maybe tomorrow if I get some free time. Start trying to learn some Lambo life around there. Yeah. Well,
there's some news, mate, for you. I've made my way into the Lambo this week.
Oh, true. Everyone's Lambo lifing it.
Yeah, into what are we doing? Some daily race B.
Yeah.
And we jumped into the Ferrari first and got a pretty good time with that, but then thought we'll give the Lambo a go, and I'm surprised how these MR cars feel with the new setup.
Yeah, they're not too bad.
Seems to be working.
Yeah, so you've spent some time dialing in your new setup?
Yeah. We've been doing some dialing, mate. Yeah, I know you've done some dialing too. We were on the blower pretty late the other night, both trying to get the setup right, and you gave me a few tips on me load cell, and she's pretty good now, mate.
That's good news. Good news. Yeah, I've rolled my firmware back, so I can't complain about how I can't feel anything anymore.
Now you can.
Yeah, but definitely a huge difference in the tire wear. Not tire wear, tire sidewall between the version updates. So the current one I'm running, you can't feel the tire sidewall at all, and in the other one, the only thing you can feel is the tire sidewall. So, but it doesn't seem to affect the lap times. I was doing the same lap times on both firmware. It's just mentally, I think a lot had changed.
Mentally, there was something wrong, and you knew it. You didn't feel right.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's good, mate. That's good.
So, what? Being qualifying. What do you still qualify in cockpit view, or do you qualify in bumper cam still?
Depends on the car, and sometimes still in car view. But racing has always been bumper. From day one with Gran Turismo, I know Joe and I were bumper view on that one because we got the game when the DualShock first was released.
Yeah.
So it was just bumper view. I could never do I could never really do car games in Chase, Kitty, Baby View.
Yeah, well, I only ever played Chase View. So I played Chase View for 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. I used to play with my father-in-law at the time, and he would only play bumper view. He's like, "We're not playing no bloody chase cam, and I'm not changing the camera view every time we play together." Yeah. So he's like, "You just have to learn bumper view." And so I did learn it, and then I think I went to in-car for maybe 6, and then when I was playing it on his PlayStation, I would do bumper view. And then when I started sport, I went back to chase view. And yeah. So what about these blokes doing chase view with steering wheels, mate? How do you feel about this? Just doesn't feel right. How do you steer? How do you steer a car?
I want to say a lot of things, but at the same time, it's no different than probably myself in bumper view. I mean, that's not. Yeah. I mean, we've all seen the great memes of
how good are they?
Bumper view and chase cam, like hovering behind your car with the fucking wheel and sitting in the engine compartment with the wheel right at the front near the lights. Whatever works for you, I guess. But at the same time, like when you go and play a Seto, like a real sim, are you still playing in chase view? Like, it just doesn't work. There's no feel. It seems slower.
Yep.
I
think all the timing is completely different.
It is. To me, it's delayed too much.
Yeah, like if you're steering the car with the steering wheel in chase view, when do you turn? It doesn't make any sense. But then, like you said, once you know how to do it, you probably swap views, and then because after a few chats in the old Discord the other day, I think Mayhem and Hollow One were giving me some hassle about, not hassle, saying I should try Hood View. I went to Hood View and I was like, this is like playing Grand Theft Auto 1 or 2, like looking down on the car. I was like, what? This feels really weird. Like that.
Yeah, see, Dev's plays, I didn't know this, but Dev's plays, he calls it hood view, bonnet cam. I call it's actually a roof cam. It's looking down from your roof.
Yeah, that's what I mean about Grand Theft Auto 1 or 2. That was when it was a 2D game and you were playing above the person. There was this little circle with bloody 2 things poking out called shoulders wandering around. And the perspective was all wrong. And I think I would have to relearn all those perspectives. When I changed to bumper cam, like for the half a second I change it to that. I find I've got too much light in my eyes. Like I get blinded by the screen on the TV.
Be encased in a black box.
Yeah, I need my
horse blinkers, mate. Horse blinkers.
I need my Ned Kelly helmet on, mate. That's it. I've got a little box to look out of, and then that's all I can see. It should be called Ned Kelly view.
Well, in the Lambo, it's
no mirrors, mate.
No mirrors. Very like widescreen windscreen, and you've got a nice yellow tinge coming in through.
Yeah, true, because it's got a tinted tinted windscreen.
Yeah.
You only notice
And
that when you jump into another car without a tinted windscreen. You're like, what?
Yeah.
Oh, my eyes are burning even more.
Well, this one, when you're in the Lambo, you're in. You can see the windscreen. But some of the other cars, it's like there is no windscreen.
Yeah, because they're running clear windscreens. The Lambo's definitely tilted because if you race it late in the day, like at dusk, you can't see anything. Like the whole roads, and then you say jump into a different car like the GDR or Super or something to whatever. They've got clear windscreens. Then instantly it's like, oh shit, I can see the road now. What's going on here? It actually makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
I can't remember whether it's the Group 4 Lambo or the Group 3 Lambo. One of them's tinted even darker than the other. So when you change between them, yeah.
I think it's tough. Like, I mean, after playing the VR GT Sport and just like they nailed that with the seating position and just the view. Like, I mean, obviously because it's 3-dimensional,
it makes sense.
It's everything just makes sense in that. But for some reason with Gran Turismo, it's always been, I reckon, it's just out of proportion there in car view. It's terrible. And that's why I still like take my hat off to you for being like, you obviously got to a point of I want a racing car view to get the most. I want to have a realistic feel, like I'm sitting in a car.
I found
like I think we all do, but it's just so you can't see shit.
I found it's the same thing that when Nitro was asking the other day about, like, does the wheel make you a better driver? I thought if I can see over the dash like I can in a real car, I can judge the yaw rate and the motion of the car, so I can make the decisions faster because I can see which way the car's moving. Whereas if I'm in bumper cam, it's like, am I oversteering or understeering? And because the camera's so far from the center of gravity of the car, it moves out of proportion to the way that what the car's actually doing. Same with chase view and roof view. I've never really noticed. I've never spent long enough time in it, actually. But yeah, if I'm in the driver's seat and I've got yaw rate on, I can sort of guess where the car's going to finish rotating and finish on the width of the track.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it really helps with my decision making of like what I'm going to do, whether I'm going to, brake more, accelerate more, turn less. And I think that just accelerated the learning phase.
The learning of it.
Yeah. Because I'm like,
well, you're doing it pretty bloody well, mate. And I mean, because I know that you've agreed too that Gran Turismo is not a great in-car view, even with the adjustability. The field of view is just it's not correct when you like when you go in and out for your seat position and to look over maybe the hood a little bit more. Everything's just not in proportion. It stays in proportion. Doesn't matter. Like comparing it to a Assetto, like with the dashboard or even with the wheels. Same with Forza. Same with
I wonder how they got that so wrong. You reckon they just like lifted the 3D and then just like laid them on top of each other or something? Or
I really don't know. I mean, that's just me. I mean, I know there's a lot of people that drive the in-car view and love it. I mean, I'll give me a controller when I'm just doing some of the single player stuff, and I'll smash out in-car view all the time because it's fun to be in it. But I think VR killed it for me, just knowing that how good it is.
Yeah, the VR, I've only had maybe 1 or 2 goes at VR. And from what I remember, my brain instantly just couldn't get as soon as the car was bouncing around, I was like, this car's bouncing and moving and I can't feel it. And my brain was instantly disconnected. It's like, oi, you should be bouncing and moving now. You've got no G-forces through your body. And
it's weird. It is a weird sensation.
It sort of made me feel crook. I couldn't do more than 10 minutes. So like when I say 2 goes, I mean like on 2 separate days. Like I kept grinding, and I think maybe the longest session I got, I don't know, it was 25 or 45 minutes in a session. But as soon as I took the VR off, it was like my whole body was just like, I don't think I've felt that crook in so long.
Yeah, no, I'm not a fan of motion simulation and all that stuff. So it took me a while, because I remember going to Jad's to try it out, and I was, just put me on Bathurst.
Oh, yuck.
And got halfway up the hill.
Oh, yuck.
And had to take it off.
Yeah.
And because I was going to vomit.
Yeah, no. You got to be on a flat track. Like I was doing Dragon Trail, and even is it like, so whichever way it is where you do that, the way that's on Nations at the moment, I think, where it's got the hairpin as the last corner.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that way. So when you jump those curbs on the way down to turn 4 or whatever the hell it is, yeah, that just felt gross, because the car's like, boom, up on the curb, bang, up on the curb. And like you can feel in the VR, it's like, dun, 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 the car's shaking all around. And then your eyes and your body's just like, oh, we should have just smashed into some curbs then. Like your body should have got lifted and vibrated. And because you can feel the vibrations in the wheel that you've smashed the curb, but there's no vibration in your body to tell you that you've smashed the curb too. So,
yeah, no, it's definitely a brain fight. I mean, I found that if you just went with it, it got easier. And I think because, when everybody does put on a VR, they want to look around and, oh, I'm in the car, look around. I found that if I just drove it like if I was racing a race car, which is looking ahead and just tilting my head a little bit into corners, everything just seemed to work. But
yeah, I can definitely.
I guess without the VR, it's whatever kind of works for you, I guess. But yeah, Chase. I guess I will still call Chase Cam Baby View. And if you've got a sim rig, you're just playing Daytona. I'm sorry.
And I can't play Daytona. I'm the worst Daytona player on the planet. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. It's like, why am I steering while sitting on the car?
It's just, I don't know. It's arcade, mate. You're just playing arcade. You're looking at a car, mate. Like, I know bumping is wrong, but at least I'm sitting inside the engine bay looking at the road, mate. I'm not sitting up behind the car floating with a steering wheel. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, like I beg for some customization and mirrors. Like, even I think every car should have a reverse camera these days, just like sitting right next to the steering wheel on the middle of the dash where you can see it. And if there's not one in the real race car, put one in the virtual race car, because having no visibility of the cars around you. Oh, that's what I was thinking of before. Like when we were racing on Party Chat the other day, and like Phone On as well. I was like, oh, Phone On, are you going to make a move on me? He's like, oh, I don't know yet. So then I just put it to the back of my mind, thinking that he'll just bail out. Then I go turn in and he's right there. I was like, I've got no mirrors. I've got no nothing. I have no idea that you're there. And that's why I was asking, are you going to be there? So I'll give you like a car's width. And
I think, I think that's the tough thing with in-car view. I mean, the radar you shouldn't have to have
in-car view is in the wrong spot, mate. It's like I can't take my eyes off the road for that long to look at the radar. So.
If you're going to have radars, you need to have it like a Seto.
Yeah, right in the center of the screen, mate. That's exactly
to pop up when there's someone in your vicinity to help you out. But at the same time, you should have mirrors.
Yeah, exactly.
In your case, you really should try and start looking behind you more often, mate. I mean, that's the only way you can see.
I just use the delta, like how far away they are when I get to the brake section.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Oh, yeah. It's easy to say, look behind you, but then it throws me off my concentration. And then if they're 3/10 behind, that's probably too far away anyway. Unless you're going to go for a fucking dirty dive.
Like Phone On.
He was closer, that's why I asked him. I think he was 1.5 behind.
Yeah. He punted me today.
Oh, no.
I was in first. He was second. was looking good, and he decided. I think he just had a brain fade, and I think he went to step on his brake and hit the clutch or something.
Come in for the send. Yeah, it was funny that race. I don't know if it was that race or the race after, but I don't know. How often does Phonon listen to these? All the time, or I'm not too sure.
I don't think Phonon listens to this at all, so it's all right.
Oh yeah. No, I was just going to say. I think he gave me the win because he came like roaring up beside me along the last lap on the outside somewhere. I think the outside was about to turn to the inside. And I saw on the radar that he's right next to me, so I give him some room, and then he just like lifts off, and I cut across his nose, and I was like, I'm pretty sure he just lifted off to let me go there.
He's bloody quick, man.
Yeah, the win felt a bit empty thereafter. I was like, I have a feeling that was his win, and he just like did a sneaky lift to make it look like he made an error or something. Yeah, super funny though. So much fun. So much fun, especially when we get a room full of lads.
Yeah, no, it's been good when we've. I think with the day, let's say I mean, it's all with the dailies. We've had some pretty good draws with manufacturer and nations recently. So, but the dailies is where it's at. What are we doing next week?
Maggi
Noodles.
Yeah.
GR3, eh?
Yeah, I think I just got to spend more time. Well, maybe a good Group 4 race will come up soon, but at this point in time, I think that's the best bet. Like, I think can't remember if it's, how many races did I do this morning? 4 or 5, and plus 3 the Savo.
Yeah, we did 3 or 4 together this morning.
Yeah, and I was racing for 2 or 3 before that.
So you've smashed it out. It was a good couple of hours.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a lot for us, Loop. So settle down, buddy.
Yeah,
get back down in your chair, mate. You're all right.
Yeah, for a solid 1,500 DR. It's like, well, that was empty.
But race A is
Interlagos
GR4. So it's like they've swapped around that with race B and put the slower cars on the race B. I don't sort of get that.
No, the fast cars are on race B. It's Group 2 at Nürburgring. The GR2s, like I was thinking before the new races came up, I was like, I just want Interlagos or Nürburgring GP, and then both of them come up. Neither of them race C. So
it's GP track for race B.
Nürburgring GP Group 2 4 laps.
It's GR2.
Bring it
flat out.
Yeah, so
stick with race C, mate.
Yeah, it should be a decent race. It's the super long one too, and in Group 3 cars, it's so fast. Last time here, I think it was the GDR was king, but she's had 2 nerfs since, so God knows what'll be decent there now.
And Lambo, is it going to be nerfed, mate? Do you reckon it's on a one-way ticket to being nerfed?
A one-way ticket to Nerf Town. Well, it's been so fast lately. It feels like every race that's Group 3 lately has the Group 3 Lambo at the front of the field. So I don't know whether I've just jumped on the bandwagon or
I still don't see a lot of people driving it, but like I still get a feeling that they're not going to be doing much more updates.
True.
They're hard at work on the other game, and I think Lambo is a bit of an acquired taste with the. I mean, everybody can probably get on the GR4 pretty quickly, 4-wheel drive.
Yep.
But the 3, it's an acquired taste that, especially that MR sort of car.
Well, in saying that, like, why did they go and touch the GDR twice during during the proper season? Like 2 nerfs, 2 updates, like 10 rounds, bang, update, GDR gets nerfed, 10 rounds, bang, GDR gets update, nerfed again. It's like,
I think
Why are you changing the
I think it's
BOP
for you
during
know.
the official season?
I
So
think
you
if you
reckon?
cry enough, things
Yep.
happen. I
Yeah.
mean, the Audi is
I was going to say
the
the number
Audi
one reason the Audi's
GR4.
OP.
It's been like that for ages. It's not going to change, unfortunately. I think they need to make a section for FF cars, the Rocco and the Audi. I mean, the other FF cars have just, it's, why even have them in there? The Renault used to be all right, the Megane.
Yep. Yeah, I
The
remember when that was the
front
king
wheel
car,
drive one,
actually. How long ago was
that used
that?
to be I used to drive that on Bathurst to do the sprint races around Bathurst, and that'd be your time trial car and your race car.
Yep.
It was just an animal, and then it just,
Died overnight.
I think everybody started driving the trophy more.
Yep. Yeah.
And then I think it had a few nerfs, and the Rocco got more power, and then the Audi just,
Audi got everything, didn't it? It got tyre wear, fuel.
if you cry enough, it just becomes Audi Turismo.
Yeah, so that's it. All Lamborghini drivers, bloody start hassling, sending, start sending texties to the people in power saying you need more speed.
We need more speed and better tyre wear.
Yeah, we need reduced tyre wear on the Lambo. This is what I think.
And turn the GR4 into just a rear-wheel drive for us, please.
How good would that be?
I don't know why it's gone four-wheel drive.
Yeah, why would you choose the four-wheel drive version?
Because in real life, I believe there is the rear-wheel drive and
there is
four-wheel drive.
Would you believe I was on the Lamborghini website the other day?
Check it out to make sure.
Checking out all the models just to make sure I couldn't afford any.
Yeah, I don't know why they went four-wheel drive with that one. They should have just stuck with the rear-wheel drive GR4.
Yeah, I was actually just checking to make sure the Hurricane is the POV pack version. So you can still buy the Aventador if you want a real Lambo. The Hurricane's just like the POV pack. So I don't even know why that's in the game, mate.
So I've been driving a POV GR3.
Yeah, you've pretty much been driving a Commodore exec, mate. You've been driving an Omega. Commodore Omega.
I want the full shebang.
Yeah,
mate.
that's what I'm thinking. Like the Aventador is their shebang car. The Hurricane is their like 500 horsepower, $100,000 car, mate. Anyone could own one.
GT7.
Yeah,
hey, hurry
bring
up.
it.
Hey, drop it.
Yeah, we need to see Hurricanes as GT4s and Aventadors as GT3s. So get it happening. Yeah, definitely they need to make all Group 4 cars exactly the same as Group 3. It's just the dumbed down version of the Group 3 car rather than what they did this time, in my opinion.
Yeah,
like,
or
literally detune, de-aero the Group 3 cars and call them Group 4 cars. All MR, FR.
You could just make them all rear-wheel drive too.
That's what I'm saying. All MRs and FRs. So literally carbon copies of the GT3 cars, but just less aero.
You just your Audi becomes rear-wheel drive. Subi would be rear-wheel drive, not four-wheel drive, but that's okay. I mean, because it's rear-wheel drive for the GR. Everything's rear-wheel drive, of course, for GT3.
Yeah, exactly. Pull the wings off them, reduce them by 100, 200 horsepower, and call it a day. Call it a Group 4 car.
And hit massive top speeds of 140.
Yep, definitely.
We'll all be whinging about that, won't we?
Oh, yeah. Why's this got no power? You know what they do need? DTM cars in Group 2. We have been sorely missing that. That's a group that actually needs to come into the game more often. We need all BMWs,
I'd like to
Audis, Mercedes.
see some European action.
Yeah, all their Group 2
them,
versions, which is what I assumed was going to happen because the Super GT cars and the DTMs all joined together last year, I think, became under the same regs.
What the old school British touring car, all the Vauxhalls and even the old Volvo, all them crappy cars, and then you can bump and tap each other like they used to do.
Well, there's an idea for you. So you could have the Manufacturer's Cup, which is just MRFR, and it's just whatever it is, like pretty much all the current GT3 cars, but just all dumbed down. And then Nations Cup can be like FF's 1 week, Group 1 the next week, Group C the next week, Group 2 the next week, and just like have all the classic models and use them as your Nations Cup. So you still so you never use Group 3 or Group 4 for Nations. You just strictly use all the other classes that aren't in the manufacturer's class. And you just get 3 or 4 cars or 5 cars or whatever, balance of power them so they're all the same, and then just use them as the Nations Cup cars for week in, week out. So there we go. Gran Turismo fixed. Thanks for coming.
Done.
Sorted.
When's it dropping, mate?
Yep. Don't know, mate. Don't know.
Still 2024, 27, 2031, I mean. Yeah. Good times. Hurry up, because we're bored.
Yeah. I've had enough of GT Sport. It's time to move on to bigger, better things.
Done and dusted, mate. I might just go back to Project Cars 3 because it's so awesome.
Yeah, call it a day. So what do you reckon? We'll just wrap it up there?
Done and dusted, mate.
Yeah.
A quick episode 8.
Yeah.
I think we're both a bit flat today.
I was going to say we're all talked out from the huge podcast last week. That was massive.
Yeah. We need to go back to the drawing board. Don't we? Feels.
Yeah, it's hard to step up to the big guests.
Yeah, we've stepped down. Sorry, listeners. It's just me and Inks again.
Just the regulars. There's a few things on the cards, mate. Got a couple of people coming up, so stay tuned.
Yes. And you're not doing Nations tonight, are you?
No, I'll be doing Rocket League or Fortnite or something like that.
Yeah, living the dream.
The dream.
Be able to get him on a team with Monkey Matt.
Oh, he's yeah.
I hear he's a bit of a professional at that. I suppose anything he puts.
I was going to say I was watching him play Rocket League last week, and they're all one touching, just like pro football or pro soccer or whatever you want to call it. It was outrageous. I've never seen that in my life.
Try to emulate it, and it just looked terrible.
Oh, mate, I'm terrible. They were diamond grade. I don't know if anyone plays it or knows what that means, but that is outrageous. So,
sounds pretty serious.
Yeah, well, it's above gold. So, and apparently, I think there's 3 grades per level. So that's the 10th level up.
It's like the Lewis Hamilton of
pretty much of Rocket League.
GT Sport for Rocket League. Right?
Yeah. Oh, mate, thanks for swinging past.
That's all right, mate. I'm always here.
Good catch up, and no doubt we'll talk again shortly.
Enjoy your weekend.
Yeah. Cheers all.
Peace out.